Thanks for catching the replay, guys. Today we're traveling and getting some cheap flight hacks. How about it? Hey, thanks for joining everybody who just hopped on here.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Right now we are live in Berlin, Germany. And for those of you who don't know, my name is Super Ivy. I'm the creator of the #hero.com, and I produce media for heroic people. Hey, Pinar K, what's going on? So I was just doing my intro. I'm Super Ivy. I'm the creator of the #hero.com. I produce media for heroic people, and so I do a lot of productivity hacks, adventure travel, and motivation. And right now, we are live in Berlin, Germany, and I'm going to share with you guys some things that have helped me to travel around the world. So, hey, G. Eloise, thanks for joining. So, I am 25 years old, but I've actually been able to travel to over 25 different countries so far. Hey, from DC, we're in Germany right now, and I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. And the way in which I've been able to travel, no, I'm not in the military or anything like that. I'm not a millionaire either, at least not yet, but something that's been, the way I've been able to do it is mostly cheaply, actually. So I'm going to share with you guys some ways that I've been able to travel cheaply. So here's tip number 1, okay? So one of the websites, hey, thanks for the hearts. Hey, Bruno Saman, thanks for joining. So one of the ways in which I hack my cheap flights, I use a website called Kayak. I remember when Kayak first came out, it pretty much aggregates all of the websites for flights all together. I'm sure you all know it by now. It's very popular. That's not the tip. The tip is I use Kayak, and what I do is what happens is a lot of these flights use something called cookies, right? They use cookies on your computer. So whenever you're searching a website, you're very annoying. I'm going to get rid of you. So whenever you're searching a website, they attach cookies to your browser, right? And every time you're searching for, let's say, flights, every time you search for flights, they bump up the price because they know that you're looking, right? So one way to hack out of this is to use multiple IP addresses, okay? So this is how you do that. So when you have one computer, you're using one IP address. If you're searching on your computer all the time, they're going to track you. What you can do is you can search at your job. What you can also do is you can have your friends search for you. Let's say if you have friends, you know, in other neighborhoods or whatever, have them search for you. If that doesn't, yeah, that should also work. And what you can also do on top of that, if you have friends in other countries, have them search for you. Or if you don't want to do that, what I do personally, I use something on Google Chrome, which is a type of a browser or something. I use Google Chrome and I go incognito. And when you use incognito window, that doesn't allow websites to track your cookies. So here's an example of how to use incognito window.
So we're on Google right now. We're on Google Chrome, right? So when you're on Chrome, you go up to File, you go up to New Incognito Window. You've gone incognito, and it's pretty much telling you that they can no longer track your history, your cookies, and all that stuff. So when you're going on Kayak or whatever you're trying to search for, use incognito window when you're searching for flights. Hi from Chile.
I've used incognito window when I was moving here to Berlin, actually, and before I was searching the flights over and over and over again, and it would go up to like, I don't know, 500, 600, how much it usually is. I was coming from New York, so it's usually like 700 or so. And one day I decided, you know, I'm going to try incognito and just give it a try. I ended up getting my flight for $279 from New York City to Berlin. Ooh, there's another trick. Feel free to share it. Hey, why not? I've got more, but hey, you're more than welcome to share it. This is for everybody, right? So that's one thing that I do. Incognito window has worked. I also set up alerts on Kayak. So I set up alerts. It tells me when things get lower, get higher, or whatever. And Yeah, I am in the EU. I'm in Berlin. So, yeah, it tells me when things go lower, go higher, and then I use incognito and see what happens then. Something else that I do aside from that, if you're, okay, so there's this website that I just found out about. I have never used it, but I've heard wonderful things about it, and I looked it up a little while ago, and it looks pretty legitimate. It's called Skiplagged, okay? So it's Skiplagged, and it essentially, it's made by this kid who's like 20-something years old in his spare time. And what it does is it takes, thank you for the hearts, guys. It takes, it pretty much aggregates all of the flights that, let's say it's a layover. The layover is your actual destination. So what it does is it finds wherever you want to go. Let's say you want to go from New York to Milan, right? It'll find a flight that has Milan as a layover. So it'll be like, the real flight will be like New York to, let's say, Berlin. But the layover is in Milan. So when you have the layover in Milan, you just leave. So you've gotten to your destination. So Skiplagged does that. And I looked up I did some, example flights just now. And man, I tell you, the difference in price is actually pretty great. It's like $100 cheaper. So that's really nice. And this could be like common knowledge for anybody who, is in Europe already, who isn't in Europe and doesn't really know this. But if you're already in Europe, don't use kayak when you're here. Use either EasyJet or Ryanair. It's way, way, way more cheaper. Sure, you can only like have one bag with you or whatever, and you got to pay extra for checking, but it's super cheaper. So another trick, yeah. What do you got? You got anything? Yeah, so, okay, here's a new website that just came out. The more expensive the device you search, the more expensive your search results. Oh, really? I did not know that. But you use the system to arrive to Europe. Ronan, I used incognito. I used Kayak. I was searching on Kayak for a while because it, aggregates all of the cheap websites or whatever. Thanks for that tip, Ishmael. I used Kayak because it searches all of them, all the cheap websites together, and then I used incognito window, which then brought down the price like hundreds of dollars, way cheaper. iOS search results are more expensive than Windows. Oh, I see. Interesting. That is really interesting. I didn't know that. It kind of makes sense. I can see why they do things like that. Yeah, okay, Kayak. An incognito window, if you haven't ever used it. Do you know what that is? I hope you were here for when I just did the tutorial on it. So there's a new website out now. It's Iceland's cheapest airline. It's one of the new ones. So when it's new, it's usually super cheap. It's called WOW Air, WOWAIR. And they have really cheap flights right now, like 200 or so going from the US to Europe if you want to do that, or within Europe. Why am I so close? Why not? And another website, let's see what else I got here. Oh, okay. And if you like JFK, skip flag. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it works. And if you like WOW Air, what you can do, what they're doing right now, actually, as of 2 days ago, they're actually expanding to more places in the U.S. Right now, they have a lot, like with Boston, D.C., and I think New York, and maybe somewhere in the West Coast. And as of 2 days ago, they're going to be expanding in the U.S., so there's going to be more places coming up. So keep your eye on WOW Air if you are in the U.S. and want to go somewhere. Or if you're not in the U.S., they have a lot of flights within Europe to go to. So, yeah, so there's Skiplagged, WOW Air, and Kayak Incognito has really been helpful for me. If you're already in Europe, use EasyJet or Ryanair, super cheap that way. And those are just some ways that have actually helped me to travel a lot. So if you're somebody who likes to look up your flights and you're really into that stuff all the time, set up alerts because they actually help. And use multiple IP addresses, man. Like, go to your job, use your friends. I heard of a website that like looks up flights like in different countries and things like that, like as if from an IP address in different countries for the EasyJet.com. And yeah, it looks up flights and using IP addresses in other countries, and then allows you to buy it through there. And I can't seem to find it, but if I do find it, it'll be on my website, the#hero.com. So yeah, guys, those are a few of my tips to travel cheaply and get cheaper flights. I hope this actually helps. Yes, EasyJet is one of those things. EasyJet, Ryanair.com. Wow, those are for if you're in Europe especially. Wow Air and Skiplagged, Skiplagged. So yeah. So yeah, guys, that's what I've got for you today. Thank you for the hearts. I really appreciate it. Is that real, Berlin to DC? Yes, it is real, because when websites are, when airlines are brand new, they'll do anything to get people using them. So it's like a really, cheap ploy to get people to be using your airline, especially when you first start out. It's marketing 101, essentially. So yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you're finding this very useful. Anyone who's just joining in, I just went over some websites and some ways that have helped me a lot. Thanks, Ronan. And some ways that have helped me a lot to be able to travel to over 25 different countries, and I'm still pretty young. So, I'm considering there's 195 countries in the world. There's still more to go, but it's cool that we get to do these kinds of things. And I always keep my eye out on hacks and stuff like that. So yeah, click the Perry Dude in the corner here and follow me for more adventure travel, motivation, and technology hacks, guys. What do I do in Berlin? I do this. Social media promotions. I cover events and heroic people and movements happening around the world. My website is the#hero.com. My job is I manage people's social media, and I do promotions and videos on YouTube. So, and on my blog, the#hero.com. So that's what I do. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. I'm glad you guys are really enjoying this post today. If you missed my earlier post, it was on speed reading, so check that out. Hey. Oh, I sure will. Hello from Patagonia. I'll be going to Munich one of these weeks. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. I'll catch you on the next scope. This has been Super Ivy, the #hero. Hero out. How am I getting paid? Through different affiliate marketing. You're always catching me on my way out. I do affiliate marketing, online marketing. I'm also a marketing consultant. And yeah, and I love to travel and do things like Periscope broadcasts every day. All right, guys. Any more questions before I go? Okay, cool. All right, guys. So yeah, check out my website, the#hero.com. It's media for heroic people. It helps people to be the best them and achieve anything they want to achieve in their life. And these are all things that we can all do. That's why I love hacking and technology and stuff like that. So I will catch you guys on the next scope. Check out my last one on speed reading, which is really fun. All right, guys. Catch you guys later. Yeah, no problem. This has been Super Ivy, the #hero. Hero out.